What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 226 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm your host, Anton LaPlatte. Joining me, as always, we have the Mecha Stardew Valley, Chris Montalbano.
What's up, everybody?
We got the most degenerate squid in the sea, Jalen Roberts.
Crafting. Current villages and nothing, just crafting.
And we got the Ray Trace Q-Rag, Madrid Devon.
I'm pixeled up, baby.
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to be talking about Final Fantasy and the Pixel remasters. We're going to be talking about Street Fighter 6 and its demo. We're going to be talking about gaming headset shopping. And we're going to talk about the most important thing we've ever talked about on this podcast, Amatsu. That's not the most important thing. Amatsu's coming to Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, so that's around the corner. Stay tuned. Trashboat sent this free-to-play rollback fighting game that's like a stick figure fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
Rainbow Core Hypernova, and it's definitely Steam Deck playable.
Tight.
And so that kind of got me onto like a... Let me make sure I have like the fighting games I want on my Steam Deck rabbit hole kind of deal. So Skullgirls just lives on there. That was fine. I had to re-download Under Night. I have Guilty Gear Accent Core Plus R.
Ooh. That's that Pete.
And then since I deleted Monster Hunter World, because I realized that was 100 gigs, I was like, I don't need to put 100 gigs of Monster Hunter World on my Steam Deck.
Right. You could be on there playing Rise or Stories too instead.
Right? Or I could be playing Jedi Fallen Order, which somehow takes significantly less space. So that's what I downloaded. I watched a new kind of funny video, like essay about Fallen Order, and I was like, yeah, I might dabble, because it seems like because my EA account is linked to my Steam account, now that I have it on Steam, it might have brought my progress from when I played it on Epic Games on PC. So I might have some progress in it. Definitely not as much as I have on PlayStation, but feel like playing some stuff on my Steam Deck.
I think I'm almost done on PlayStation. Maybe I might do that. Just go back and just try and finish it.
Yeah.
Get me excited for the new one. Because right now I'm just like, I know it's happening, but it's just like off my radar.
Yeah, I know I'm like probably at the end of the first third of the game. But I just kind of got stuck in this temple, and not having fast travel was like...
That's brutal.
Right.
Facts.
So, I think I'm just going to play a little bit, because there were some fun parts on that first planet, so I'll probably do some of that stuff on Steam Deck, and then get the, like... gears back in motion, and then go back on PlayStation and brute force my way to at least being further along in it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you don't really even have to brute force your way through. You just have to just kind of play it. Because really, most of the boss fights aren't that hard. Well, I mean, if you don't mind a little soulsy, that's fine.
Yeah.
Recognition. Do you still have the pattern recognition part of your brain? The answer is yes. The fights aren't that hard.
Right, exactly. Yeah. You get plenty of fucking tools. Just, be good about picking the force moves that you're going to use. Or the upgrades that works for you.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Had a lightsaber build together, like a lot of points in the lightsaber tree early on. So,
oh, yeah. I'm
that's
like,
probably your best bet. Just whack them. Like,
yeah.
force powers are great, but whacking people is pretty fucking good.
Yep.
Right. It's the best, actually.
And then
And then you get your double edge later with AOE. So
Oh,
got
that sounds good.
I
Yeah.
think I had already gotten it because it was like a thing of like you go to Dathomir and you can just like beeline it straight to where you need to be. Like you're completely under level, but you just go and you find like the blueprint for the.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Oh yeah,
I didn't do that.
straight away because like the second you can planetary travel, you can go to Dathomir, and so I went there and like if anything hit me more than once, that was it. But there was a YouTube video where they landed on the planet and ran straight there, and I took the exact path, and you just had to hope like the enemy spawns were timed right, so and you had to trick like there was like a corner you had to run to the right and then back to the left past somebody who would swing at you, but you know you get that upgrade and it was all worth it, you know.
Thanks.
But the other long-running series outside of Star Wars I've been dabbling with is Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 1 through 6, the Pixel remasters are out on PlayStation and Switch. And, right, finally, we get...
Final Fantasy.
And I mean, it's good that we have now a permanent, like, convenient way to play these games. So...
I feel like we already had that, but then they got rid of it so they could sell it to us again.
I mean, those weren't good versions. Those weren't like... these are better versions. It's not like the GTA thing where they cut off the old versions that were superior to the new versions. These are the superior versions. And even the PlayStation and Switch versions are better than the PC and mobile versions. So... we were all hoping they would come out at the same time for PC and mobile, but there are enhancements even in this version that we don't even know are coming to the Steam version. So, like, while I have 1 through 7, like, and so the Pixel remasters and then the Steam version of 7 on my Steam Deck, I'd still probably... because trophies and the fact that these are better versions on PlayStation. So,
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I'm mad it took so long, but, you know, we're here. No, I will say I went ahead and copped the whole thing, too, because I was like...
definitely.
Having a convenient way to play it, because now I'm back to using remote play. Like, I started playing Final Fantasy 1 last night because Anton was. I was like, fuck it, I'll start at 1. Fuck it. Because I know I'm not going to want to go backwards. I know that.
That's the thing.
For sure.
I'm
For
like,
sure. I know I'm not going to want to go backwards.
I'm going to have to get through 1, 2, and 3. And then my reward is 4, 5, and 6.
Right. Like, I want to savor 6. I know I'm going to play 1 till I get sick of it. 2 till I get sick of it. 3, I think I'm going to go all the way with 3. And then 4 is when I'm going to be like, oh, yeah.
That's the thing. Like, 1 is like less than a day of like playtime. Yeah, because you have enhanced movement.
Final Fantasy 1 is not that long.
Right.
It's not.
So
like,
that's
you
the
really
thing.
don't
1,
have
2,
to. If you know
3.
if you know what you're doing, you really don't even have to level either.
Right.
Oh damn. I might have to just cop this. I don't think I've ever played 1 through 6.
Yeah, just pick 4 black mages.
Okay.
Yeah, see, 1 is like 16 and a half hours at most.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
a completionist
how old is Final Fantasy?
Right.
Like,
No, completionist is 21 and a half hours.
Still,
I mean, even that.
It's like...
even that's
You're
not
be averaging
terrible.
around 19.
Okay, 19, and then you have enhanced movement speed, you have enhanced, like, battle speed and stuff. So, like, that was one of the things they didn't have on the PC version is this essentially has cheats. So, like, you can do 4 times experience, you can, you can up to 4 times and down to 0 times. So you can just, like, not get experience from battles if that's what you feel like doing for whatever reason.
Nope.
Yeah, that's some streamer shit. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
I did a level
run.
I did a level 1 run. of Final Fantasy 1, I fucking kicked Garland and his shit level 1, bro. 4 warriors.
But
It's cool though, seeing like the different stat. Like when you level, I'm assuming the stats are randomized, like what you get. But like certain classes have like stats skewed in different directions, and then I guess they're more likely to get that stat. Like warriors having, what was it, strength or stamina?
You obviously paid a lot more attention. I just kind of went to the castle, talked to the king, and made it up. Like, did a couple field battles, made it up to the castle or whatever the fortress, and went in and died. And I had an autosave right at the door, so I reverted to the autosave, and I was like, I think I'm gonna call it here.
That sounds about right. I've just been like fucking around. Leveling.
But yeah, so my party is me as a warrior, Chris as a black mage, Jalen as a white mage, and Madrid as a monk?
Yeah.
So that's my party of 4 warriors of light. But yeah, I'm really excited to get through 1, 2, and 3, and then have 4 there, and really get to experience 4. And then I've never played 5. Like, I have a Japanese copy of the Super Famicom cart of 5, but I don't have even a US SNES. All I have is a SNES Mini and my 3DS with like virtual console SNES games on there. But
I think people are going to like 5 when they finally go give it a play, because that job system is fire.
Yeah.
Because any job you level, like a job has a skill, like a passive ability, and then like a skill, like with what paladins, you get cover. So if you fully level your paladin, you can throw cover on any other class. So if you have it on monk,
so it's kind of like Stranger of Paradise did something kind of like that, where you're leveling up a class and you're getting the skills, and you can use those skills on other classes.
Yes,
it's the Bravely Default system. That's where Bravely got its system from.
Exactly.
Like it's like with 1, 2, 1, 3, and 5, and then I want to say it was 11 or like the job system games. Like those.
Yeah. 12 Zodiac Age.
Yeah. Fucking job systems on job
systems.
I mean, 14 job system.
Yeah. Like 3 offers a lot of different jobs, which is really cool. But 5, it takes those jobs and gives you like you get points for using them. So it's like, all right, let me level this class to get this ability on this character. So when I level them with this class, or when I'm just using this class, it's going to be mwah. And then there's the Onion Knight where you can just use whatever.
That's cool.
Fucking stupid. I can't wait. I just gotta wade through 1 and 2.
Right. I'm honestly not that excited for 3, but
Three's fire.
If I don't do 3 now, 3 ain't happening ever.
3 is fire, but I've only played the DS version, which is like the little chibis.
Yeah.
The little Lalafels. Every time I see a Lalafell, I'm just like, 3 on DS.
I'm trying to think. I feel like I might have had 3 on. Was there like a 11 or 12 DS game?
There was a 12 DS game, which was like a kind of like a MOBA almost.
That's weird.
Well, no, not a MOBA. It's like a like a tactics game where you have little like minions, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Final Fantasy.
That's interesting.
There were a lot of DS and 3DS Final Fantasy games going through this list. 12 Revenant Wings.
It was like a spinoff, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Because they were doing that.
Oh yeah, this looks like a isometric tactics. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
All right. So, while we're on long-running franchises, Street Fighter had a showcase. And there's
on the 20th of April, hosted
Right.
by Lil Wayne.
And I feel like they could have had Lil Wayne just present all the information and it probably would have been better. Like, he was throwing to the Japanese names. You could tell he was really, like, there for it, which was good. Like, I'm glad it didn't feel phoned in whatsoever.
Right.
But, yeah, it would have been cool to have him give all the information. I still haven't been able to watch the entire showcase, but I downloaded the demo, and what I have watched of it, I'm like, oh, yeah.
I did watch the whole thing. No, it was cool. The most he had was like a little spiel towards the end. It's like, you might be playing Wingsy on here. I was like, oh shit, I can go online and fight Lil Wayne? This is great.
Do we know who his main is? Has he...
Did he say?
I don't know. He didn't say.
Weezy
And they
F,
did-
baby.
Doesn't know yet. Remember, I doubt any.
He did. Well, they did announce the next 4 characters coming.
Oh,
for
yeah.
DLC.
That year 1
Yeah,
season
they were
pass.
fucking sick.
I mean, everything about this game, just every time they show it, it looks better and better. And I just hope it has the legs on it that it has the potential for, because Street Fighter 6 is really kind of one of those games that this summer is going to be... It's a moment. Like, we're having a moment with Final Fantasy with 16 coming out. We're going to have a moment with Street Fighter with 6 coming out. We're going to have a moment...
Oh yeah, we're gonna have 6 for at least the next decade.
Like, we're going to have a moment for... It just completely slipped my mind. Big game coming out. Not Tekken, but Tekken's going to have a moment. I'll remember it at some point later on.
This is Zelda.
Zelda... Yeah, I mean, I guess Zelda... With some other big franchise that's getting a new entry that doesn't have a release date, that's coming out this summer. Like, it doesn't have a release date, but it'll be summer, fall at the latest.
What type of game is it?
If I could...
Oh,
Yeah.
I see where you are. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, Street Fighter, man, that shit feels good too. They released the demo for it. It wasn't what we wanted with an open beta.
Right.
And basically the only character you can really play as is like Luke and Ryu. And besides that, it's like the single player stuff. So, going out and running around in the city, creating your character. Like, that shit gives me Yakuza Like a Dragon vibes. Where you just run around the city and random people pop up on you and you got to throw hands real quick.
Yep.
They're like, yeah, anybody will want to fight you and it's on site. So
Get ready.
that's a cool concept. The tutorial is actually really good too. It teaches you the system. It's like, all right, this is how you beat this, which is how you beat this, which is how you beat this. So even if you're not a combo monster, you at least got the basics down to where
it seems like
you
it's
can
going to
better
give
defend.
you the tools, because I think it was an old Tekken that I heard that had it where it was kind of like a rhythm game. Like it would play certain sounds as you would like, it would teach you the combos. So you'd like think those string of sounds and be able to like better execute your motions based on the sounds. And like, so Street Fighter seems like it's doing like a flash system where like things will flash when it's like when you're supposed to do it, so you'll be able to recognize like a character is like, let's say they're like in a bounce state or whatever. You can notice like, oh, I have juggle potential here. And so it seems like it's really going to be giving a lot more people a lot of the tools that kind of you have to go out of your way to get with other games, like in the game. Like Street Fighter 6 is going to be a lot of people's entry point into fighting games.
Solid entry point into it, because this has been the problem with fighting games for the past like decade and a half, is that they're not releasing feature complete game. Like most fighting games that have been released in the past decade don't feel feature complete. And this one's coming in with an expansive single player mode, meaning that, you know, the people who aren't as comfortable playing online get more time with the game, practice and learn in entertaining ways that isn't just sitting in the lab for 3 hours labbing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it's going to take a minute of regular gameplay.
Or getting your shit pushed in the arcade.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you need to give these games some type of single player things to do on release.
Yeah. And I mean, it's coming out the gate, and I could totally see them adding even more. So, like, that's the good thing is out of the gate, it's going to have a lot, and like everything that they've shown, like I'm really excited for, but I also see them having the potential to be more nimble with Street Fighter 6 than they were able to be with 5. I mean, they kind of got to a point where they had a good cadence of characters and stuff coming out, but I mean, if you're building... Street Fighter 5 still had to build off the foundation of what that game was at day one. Where what this game is going to be at day one is just a strong, like a bigger...
Like, it's feature complete. It has all the features that it's supposed to have. Like, that's seriously all it is. It's like Street Fighter 5 was released unfinished to get in front of the Evo crowd before Capcom Cup. Now, and especially since Capcom has actually started putting some real money behind Capcom Cup.
A cool $2 million?
Yeah, got a cool like $2 million in the prize pool for Capcom Cup.
Yeah, you love
Hell yeah.
A
do.
fucking game. You know,
right.
if you don't have dreams of competing on the Evo stage and getting a fucking documentary on Core Esports YouTube channel, like, you got a game to fucking play. Because that was the problem with 5. When it released, it was like, I hope you like arcade mode.
They didn't even have a fucking shop up yet.
No shop, no story mode. It didn't have an arcade when it first came out.
Yeah, I was like, I felt slighted. I was like, yo, y'all give me a fucking wallpaper and that's it. What the fuck type of game is this?
Exactly. And that's why Street Fighter 6 has the potential for being like, especially since fighting games have never been more popular. Like, this is a real chance for like.
I'm impressed. It also looks phenomenal, and from when I've gotten to play off of it, it feels really good.
Tasteful jiggle physics.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to get a little more deranged once we see those other characters.
Range of everyone spamming heavy when everyone's spamming medium kick. That's all I gotta say is just medium kick, medium kick, medium kick.
Right. I understand why they didn't let us play as other characters, but I am salty about it.
Oh, I don't understand. I'm salty. I'm just salty.
Oh no, I guess they don't want people like OD sweaty right when the game drops.
Already OD sweating. They already got a cracked version of the previous beta that they've been getting.
Right. So that is a smaller group than a free demo.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
I think if they
And those people are naturally just going to end up matching against each other, and they'll take each other out of the ball game, right? But if we expand that margin, that's more fucking day ones coming in getting mixed,
So
even
wait.
harder than they would be getting mixed when the game drops.
like
Is
They're gonna
that
get mixed anyway,
educational
but it
gap
would be
between
a
fighting
lot
games?
worse
Yeah.
if somebody sat back and played DJ for like a fucking month and a half before the goddamn game comes out, and they go on and like, yeah, I've never played this game before, but I had access to the demo because I know about demos because I'm at least that sweaty, right? And I just sat back and just practiced this character because I knew I was gonna mix somebody day fucking one.
I don't know. I feel like if you played enough Street Fighter 5, you're gonna go into 6 and start mixing people.
right?
Especially since it's a brand new game.
man.
You got a bunch of people who bought it on day one. Like, people were gonna get mixed anyway. It's a fighting game. You were gonna get mixed anyway.
The mixing will happen.
Like, how
Madrid's just trying to mix someone.
No,
Oh me, no. I'm probably no. I don't know. I don't know who I'm gonna main. That's the thing.
Mhm.
I wanted to fuck around with the other characters to see because I think I might like
That's
Manon.
why I think they should have actually had the full roster release for the demo.
Mhm.
Because then everyone who don't know what character they're gonna play gets to fuck around with the characters. Go, oh, I really fuck with insert character here, and pre-order the game off of that.
Just do an open beta with the full roster.
I still think they might do an open beta. Like there's enough time. I'm sure they want to test that fucking server one more time. Like,
Test that.
Well,
server.
probably.
Any good online.
Uh-huh.
but, all right, y'all. Those betas were closed. Apparently, we didn't have that many people in because I didn't get an invite.
I didn't either. I was able to play it, but I didn't have an invite.
Anti-black, if you ask me.
I can't transition to what I was going to transition to out of that. Like, I can't, in good faith, really. So we're going to just stick on Street Fighter for a little bit longer. So one of the things they let you do is create your avatar in Street Fighter 6. And so that's why I haven't played the demo, because you can transfer your create a character over into 6 when it comes out from the demo. That's the only thing that'll carry over, so none of the progress you're making in the demo or anything will, but your character customization will.
Mhm.
So, and some would say Street Fighter 6 has too much of a character creator. Because it's not sliders, it's just 30-something options for, like, everything. So, like, yeah, you do have options, and you really can create
You can create some monsters.
Yeah, but...
So it's like...
But then
good, but not good?
It's really good. It's just something I'm going to have to spend some time with.
Mm-hmm.
To get it right, and I just haven't had the time. That I'm just like, I was playing 14, I was playing Monster Hunter. I actually got back on Monster Hunter.
Thanks.
Rise, they have a community challenge where there's a 7-star hub quest for Narwa, and if 100,000 people do it before Sunbreak comes out, all consoles and platforms get like an item pack. And to be able to say that we did the community challenge.
That's pretty dope.
Radic and I got on. We ran it a couple times. Jawan hopped in, ran it with us once. So I was on 14, got my ninja to like 62, and then hopped over to Monster Hunter.
How are you feeling about Ninja?
I like it. So the grind has been interesting because what I've been doing is just every time I get on, for a long time, I was just, I say a long time, but it was probably 3 days, get on and just do leveling and then do whatever the highest level dungeon that I had access to and just, run through it. Jalen, I think you were telling me to hit the food vendors.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure you have your food bonus. Always.
Yep.
Yeah, but the thing was, I was buying food off the market board, and
Go to any food vendor. There's like
Yeah.
a food vendor in basically every major city.
well, I just went and I bought like 99 of the most appealing sounding dish from the one in Limsa. I think it was like a beef stew thing. I was like, that sounds good.
Stats, your level. You don't give a fuck about stats. Like,
Right.
Yeah. They don't matter.
Yeah.
Prague.
But that was so much more efficient because I spent like 900 gil, whereas I was buying takoyaki off the market board. And the prices were just going up and up. Every time I'd have to go re-up, I'm like, damn, this is more expensive than last time.
Because I'm pretty sure the stats on that are pretty good for one of the classes that's doing Prague. Because a lot of people are still...
Well, it's not that expensive. Yeah, I know the stuff for progging, like, I think it was like a Stormblood prog thing back in the day. And so some people just have it left over from that, or like whatever Stormblood stuff you have to do to get it. Because I had a little bit. That's how I knew takoyaki was one of the foods. I was like, yeah, I'll go on the market board, get some more takoyaki. But yeah, it hasn't shot up to like people who are doing endgame endwalker stuff are buying it prices, but the prices have been going up. It's way better than 900 gil for 99 of them, you know?
Can't beat that.
Right? The only way to get food faster is to either do culinarian or do like...
Man, that fucking space that you fucking have to allocate to do culinarian. I'm like, I don't know. I was just gonna go buy that shit.
Crafting has had my bags fucked up for so long.
Yeah.
For so long.
That's why I'm not dabbling in any of that right now.
It's already like I'm fighting with my armory chest and my glamour dresser and just having to sell gear. Like,
the new class struggle is like,
oh yeah. Because I'm leveling and I'm like burning through gear on my ninja. Like, it's slowed down since I hit 50.
You fuck around, not leave the Alliance raid fast enough, the 8-man fast enough. You get too much shit. It's like, no!
I have a retainer that is just for that shit. So, and now they have go to the retainer and just entrust all duplicates. So I go to my main retainer, hit entrust all duplicates. All the shit that's in my inventory that I have already decided is going to that retainer just goes to that retainer. Go to my other retainer, do the same thing. That's why, like, I have at least a free page of my inventory at all times. So, but the problem is, for me, is armory chest space. Because I'm hovering, like, above 30, and you get 35 slots for each.
Just drop some shit in your glamour dresser that you're not using.
Yeah, that's what, like, I was doing. I dropped all my 90 stuff that isn't, like, my prime gear right now. Because I'm like...
Just any of those classes that you use, anything that's already leveled at 90 especially, just all those lower tier weapons, just throw them in the armory or in the glamour dresser. And then, I mean, if you like the look on them, run that shit.
Right. Gave me some options. Switch it up.
Right.
But yeah,
I need more glamour plates though. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I really don't use that many. Like,
I mean, no, but like, just think about it. Was it like 21 of them shits?
I don't even know. I haven't gotten out that first row. I really don't use that many glamour plates.
It's not a lot.
It's not enough. It's not
enough.
I mean, I feel like, if people be changing outfits.
Yeah, I mean, like, for Jawan, I totally understand, because Jawan's character be dressing. But, like, my character, I have some solid looks. Okay, so Jawan's saying we have 20 glamour plates. We need 100.
Yes.
We need 100.
We do need 100.
Of course, Jawan pops up in chat when we're talking about glamour plates.
Is 20 even enough for all the fucking jobs?
Yeah, well...
Exactly.
Like, all the jobs and then, like, maybe a couple of the land
Well,
ones?
there are
Handful?
14 jobs, right?
14 jobs.
Something jobs total. Hand,
I don't
land,
know.
magic, and war. I want to say.
I mean, but then you also got your fits for when you're just like,
Right.
Like, I need my stuff.
Being in Limsa.
yeah.
When you're a bottle girl in Limsa, you need your bottle girl fit. You know, the
I got a
sparklers,
few of them,
the
you know?
the fishnets, the leotards, the piercings. You know,
The 2B legs.
Yeah, the 2v1.
The staple. Like, I swear so many people in Limsa went and did the Shadowbringer stuff just to get that.
Some underwear that makes your ass fatter. Like, of course it's gonna be a staple.
right?
This clothes is gonna give me my free BBL. Let's go. Let's raid.
I don't need no Fantasia.
This is all raid and no Fantasia.
The leggings were made by Dr. Miami. I get it.
You find out Dr. Miami has a Yorha unit.
I saw.
I was actually on the dev team when we were designing.
This episode's so chaotic. I saw, there's no transition at this point. PlayStation bought Firewalk Studios, which was making a multiplayer game for them in a second-party capacity, and is now, this is ex-Bungie talent. So now Sony owns Bungie, and PlayStation owns Firewalk, which is ex-Bungie. And so this was another one. So this and Haven were both working for PlayStation in a second-party capacity, where like the PlayStation would own the IP and the rights to the game they were making, but they were making it independent of PlayStation. But now they're full first party. So this and Haven,
they must like that game. They're like, yeah, this it.
Well, the thing is, it's always a danger, and I think because PlayStation typically would wait for, like, they'd work with somebody in a second-party capacity, wait for their game to come out, and then decide whether or not they were going to buy them. But neither Haven nor Firewalk have put out games, and they're just kind of going off the pedigree, and they have to buy them before they put out a game, even if it's in a second-party capacity, prove what they can do, and then Xbox just, or Tencent, or like any of these things that are just gobbling up IP and studio, Embracer, like all these things that are just buying stuff up. PlayStation's just like, look, we got to buy them before it comes out, and then we lose, first.
We have to do it too.
Yeah. Corporations were always, that's how capitalism always works. You buy out if you can't buy out your competition, you destroy your competition. If you can buy out your competition, you can make more money.
Well, I mean, Firewalk wasn't competition. It, like, they were technically working. It's like Detroit Become Human, Quantic Dream, what's the studio that does the Dark Pictures? Supermassive, I want to say. They did Untold Dawn for PlayStation. Like, PlayStation has a long list of, like, studios that work with them in a second-party capacity that they turned out not to buy. But I mean, as far as, like, Sucker Punch and Insomniac and all of the purchases before, because, I mean, yes, like, I know for a while I was arguing that they had kind of stuck with a consistent kind of trend as far as like the studios that they bought and like not just buying up stuff. But I mean, right now what it feels like PlayStation is doing is like they're trying to expand the kind of game that they have coming out of their first party. So they're expanding their studio roster because their existing studio roster started to homogenize. I mean, outside of like exceptions like Polyphony, but Pixel Opus, one of the newer teams they have, Haven, Firewalk, even Nix's, like they wanted to start doing PC ports, and they bought Nix's, and for whatever reason didn't have Nix's handle The Last of Us Part 1 PC port. But
Heck, I'm going to say this right now. They've always outsourced the Naughty Dog ports, and that's why they're all shit.
Yeah. I mean,
Just straight up. It's like Naughty Dog ports, shit. Everything else from PlayStation got ported. Ooh.
Well, no. What Naughty Dog ports have been shit? Because
Uncharted wasn't that great.
The Uncharted collection
was Blue Point, and that was good.
When it came out and had weird mouse acceleration.
I mean, but that was fixed.
Oh,
I mean,
on
nothing
PC.
is okay. I'm just PC.
PC ports.
I was like, wait a minute, because The Last of Us from PS3 to PS4, that was great. The Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection.
You're talking about PC,
like on PlayStation. Yeah, okay, PC.
Because is it really a port when you're going from your own console to the newest version of your own fucking console?
Yeah, because I mean they're selling it again, so I'd count that as a new. Yeah, that's.
I mean, but is it the same work that goes into porting from like PlayStation to PC?
With Uncharted, it definitely was because it was Blue Point, and I mean even The Last of Us Remastered because that was going from the cell processor to x86. So they essentially like. There was a lot more work that went into getting Uncharted 1, 2, 3, and The Last of Us from PS3 to PS4. Like, it was probably... And I know that that's why they put more work in bringing The Last of Us from PS4 to PS5. Was because, like, the architecture is a lot more similar. And, like, yes, you can play remastered on the exact same system that you'd be playing The Last of Us Part 1 on. So you might as well like put in that extra effort and legwork so that even if you play those two copies of the same game side by side on the same system, you'll notice that the PS5 version is superior to the PS4 backwards compatible remastered, even running with all the enhancements because I think it got upgraded for PS4 Pro. So that did things for those games like let the resolution go higher, let the frame rate go higher, like just kind of use some of the additional headroom given to it by the console. And even with that, the two things I can't ever really say with Madrid is headroom and cockpit. Those are the two.
Yo, that sounds like a swingers club.
I mean,
the headroom cockpit.
It's like, this is the headroom over here, and this is the cockpit. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the grand tour.
Right? 2 rooms, all you need.
Fine establishment.
Is there a bar?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, no. They hold the sip-sucking paint at the headroom cockpit. Wow. Shout out to the PSN party. Sometimes you just had to be there.
Yeah, it's a real interactive experience. It's performance art.
All right. So we had a Nintendo Indie showcase the other day. There wasn't a whole lot that was broken out as far like I always scrolled through like the breakdown and didn't really see anything that was super, stand out. The only thing that came out that I really care about is August 18th. We're getting Bomb Rush Cyberpunk finally.
August 18th?
Yep. So
that's going to be hyped up.
That I'm super excited for, Those leaks, I don't know if we talked about them on the podcast because we've had the Jet Set and Persona 3 remake leaks. Like, that was the thing with outlets being like, oh, yeah, so we can confirm through sources that Persona 3 remake is something that's officially been happening in the background for a long time. And this leak coming out...
Tell me something I don't know.
And then Jet Set, like, they talked about Jet Set when they were talking about their super game.
I guess they did talk about it, but, they hadn't been super...
Yeah, and I don't think Jet Set is going to be... It'll be interesting to see because Sonic Frontiers was also part of that same presentation before anybody knew it existed, so... And I mean, Sonic Frontiers by all accounts. I have that installed on my PS5. I probably should boot it up, but it's just it's a busy time. I just got Final Fantasy 1 through 6.
Yeah, that's a full plate. That's a full plate right there. That's
you got a lot to do, and you're still trying to get
a lot to do.
And Jedi Fallen Order.
I mean, those are like 30-year-old games.
Some of them, you know.
Classics.
6
was not a classic.
4, 5, and 6 were all in the 90s, I want to say.
Yes.
Like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
1 was definitely in the 80s.
Yeah. 1 was. I'm definitely playing a game from the 80s.
For sure.
All right. So yeah, you guys excited for Bomb Rush Cyberpunk?
Yeah, I mean, I never really played Jet Set, so, and I always kind of wanted to, so this is going to be my chance to play something very similar.
Yeah,
and probably like modernized and updated.
Exactly.
And you have more options because you can free run. There's skates. There's some other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's like that shit looks cool as fuck, and the music's good. The art style, I love it. So I'm hyped up for it. I might get it day one just out of support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm in the same boat as Madrid.
Steam Deck.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Because I know for me, Jet Set, going back, it was like either PS3 and PSP or PS4 and Vita. Like, but early on, there was like a port of Jet Set Radio that, like the original, that it was on either PSP or Vita is where I played it mainly, but it also, like, it was during one of those cross-buy kind of eras where it's like, yeah, I got it on PSP, but it's also on my PS3 if I want to play it there, or it's on my Vita, but it's also... It
was Vita.
Okay. So, I played that, and I remember... I was like, you can tell this is old, but you can tell there were some really good ideas in this. And it didn't control the best, but it was fun. It had fun to it.
Loved Jet Set, like, especially once they refined it with Radio Future. Like, Radio Future really gave it a lot of the refinements.
That is what I need Sega to do. Because I have that game physically on original Xbox on the shelf behind me. It's just, that's not backwards compatible on the newer consoles. So the only way to actually play that is to play it on OG Xbox. They need to put that game somewhere else. Put it on Steam. Shit, like...
Yeah, honestly, they should.
Honestly.
But,
yeah.
Jet Set is one of those games that really just showed... It just proved how ahead of its time the Dreamcast really was.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
Man, the Dreamcast...
Like, Jet Set Radio was doing stuff that we wouldn't legitimately see until Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Yeah, like the original Jet Set was doing stuff that we wouldn't see again until Pro Skater.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see Jet Set be brought forward with the same kind of mentality that Sonic was brought forward with Frontiers, and to get that kind of like... Because, I mean, now Sega with Yakuza, with Persona, with all these different things, and they just bought Rovio, so now they own Angry Birds. Angry Birds is now a Sega property.
Okay.
Angry Birds has been making money since forever, so, you know.
Yeah.
We're gonna get us an Angry Birds Platinum game.
Oh man. You know, I'd play it. Honestly, you couldn't even like remotely pretend that I would not play that.
I'd have to see. I need to look in this madness.
Even if it were a train wreck, it could have like a 2 on Metacritic. I'm still checking it out. I got to see the beautiful mess that is a Platinum Games developed Angry Birds. I wanted to check out Babylon's Fall. Like, I would have been willing, check out Babylon's Fall.
No, because you would have did it. But you didn't, and that's why it failed, Anton.
Yep.
Because people like
I mean,
you.
yeah, no, I'm not the main problem. The Babylon.
You're not the main problem.
I am definitely
you
not.
caused it to fail. Well, yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna get to it. And like, all right, cool. We'll keep the servers up for another few days. Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm gonna check it out.
They should have dropped it for free.
They should have dropped it for free.
At least some people would have played it, but they're like, no, full price. Nobody played it. Still full price. Shut down. I'm like, you didn't even have like.
I mean, what is he supposed to do?
Right. I'm not gonna spend full money on a game that we all knew it wasn't long for this world, so I wasn't about to like.
Oh, I know.
Invest in. It's like an NFT. Like having a copy of Babylon's Fall is like having an NFT. Like
that was their first attempt, and they're like, "All right, we're going to disguise it. We're going to put this shit in covert."
What was that shit called? Symbiogenesis. I hope they cancel that shit. It's an NFT game that like Square was like, oh yeah, Symbiogenesis, buy our NFTs, and I'm like, no, kill this.
Oh yeah, I just no, I'm just
pretending. You're gonna double down on it.
I'm just pretending like it didn't happen.
If anybody's gonna double down on bad decisions, it's gonna be Square.
That's fair.
Sometimes their bad decisions are so bad they're good, and like that's kind of the happy medium that I reside in. It's like they could have gone a different way with this, but I'm glad they went the way that they went. That's why I bought Stranger of Paradise. Had to support.
I'm so mad about this shit they went. I'm like, damn, fuck! I really could have waited for like the super sale with like the deluxe version and gotten like all the DLC.
That game's
just for me to not even play it.
Compatible with Steam Deck?
Why?
It's not surprising.
That is surprising. That is like legitimate. That is the kind of tier of like middle of the road A game that I want to play on my Steam Deck. That right there, outside of like small indies and AAA, like high budget stuff, like in theory is fun on Steam Deck, but it's really never the kind of stuff like I like pick up and playable stuff, and I feel like Stranger of Paradise is pick up and playable.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's the most gorgeous, technically demanding. Last time I played, I did not get lost at all.
You're going to get blinded by that fucking bright-ass light.
I finished that level. I don't have to go back there ever again.
I'll play any mission with anybody except for that one. I'm trying to never do that shit again. That's poor game design.
I mean, I'd probably do it solo if I were to do it on Steam Deck, but alas, Steam's like, how about no? There are a lot of games that the Steam Deck says, like, straight up don't work that just straight up do. Like, Under Night is one of those games that's, like, unsupported. Why is it unsupported? Nobody knows. But then you go and look on, like, just Google Steam Deck Under Night, and it's like, oh, yeah. It's completely fine. I don't know why it's listed as unsupported, but
maybe if you play it, it has those weird bugs like when we were playing with Chris. And it was like, all right, depending on your version, it's just going to cause the game to crash.
It makes sense.
I mean, now pretty much across the board I've updated to Clur. So I have it on PlayStation, I have it on Steam Deck, and have it on Switch. And while it doesn't have crossplay, like any of those places where I would feel like playing Under Night, it's like Skullgirls, like everywhere except Switch. It's like I have Skullgirls on PlayStation, Steam, and Switch, but I have the DLC on PlayStation and Steam. So, and Switch, that'll be a whenever thing. My Switch is getting, like, I have the Steam Deck now. I don't need to bust out the Switch to play Skullgirls in a handheld form.
Yeah.
Can anybody else hear the Under Night music in their head right now?
Always. It's pretty much.
Okay, because whenever you say the name, it's like the music
Yeah, the piano.
Having a stroke.
I mean, if y'all are down, I am definitely down to play some Under Night later today.
I will download that shit
As I
right now.
previously mentioned, I have it everywhere, so down
Which
to throw
brings
some
me to my
hands.
next point. I want to play some Under Night. In conclusion,
So, the last story that I have that I really want to talk about is Monster Hunter had a digital event on the 19th, and they announced that
Oh, good Lord.
we have Risen, Chaotic Gormagala, and Amatsu. So, like, we've been predicting Amatsu since, like, before the game came out, because we fought it in GU, and we were like, oh, yeah, this would definitely fit right in Sunbreak, especially with them bringing back Leviathans and just, like, the format and, like, the Japanese theme of Rise. We're like, Amatsu needs to be one of the Elder Dragons they bring back. And so for it to be one of the last monsters, they announced a bonus updates coming where it's going to be a variant probably of Malzinos for like the final update for the Switch and PC versions. And so next week, the 28th, we're getting Sunbreak on PlayStation that goes up to version 15, which is the original drop of Chaotic Gormagala. So that'll get us master rank through a bunch of the endgame stuff, but it won't. And it should unlock the Curio leveling stuff enough that we can be ready for the stuff when it comes in summer. So we're getting the rest of the updates, hopefully at one time for Sunbreak.
dear God, they
during the
just,
summer.
like,
Yeah,
give it to us all at once. Don't drip feed it.
Right.
Come on. Like, just catch us all up. Put us all on the same page.
Yeah, that honestly sounds annoying.
And then by the time Darren was talking about the timeline, it'll be like Sunbreak's going to drop. They're going to do the next update on Switch and PC. They're probably going to announce the next Monster Hunter game soon after that. And then they'll drop the stuff for PlayStation. We'll play that. And then next thing we know, like Monster Hunter World 2, Monster Hunter Paradise, Monster Hunter Frontier 2, Monster Hunter World 2, whatever the next console Monster Hunter game is, will be out. With 16-player lobbies. Please. Please. I am begging you.
Oh, yeah. They have to go back to that system, so. Right.
Right?
I mean,
if anything, they just need to refine the world system. Like, it was fine.
Well, the thing is, it's going to be built on the RE engine, so a lot of the stuff they did it's going to be more built off of, well, it'll be being built alongside Rise. So it was probably started after Iceborne got finished, but they're going to have to be using the RE engine, so some of that time.
Right, engine aside, but like, they still have those systems though. Like they know how they had it set up. Like, okay, we had these lobbies, like 16 people. But if anything, the hubs might be more like Celiana, where it's more open.
Yeah,
they might even go
everything
full.
is a hub.
They'll probably go more full Rise, where it's like, all right, everything's just open, like you said, and you can just, but like just more vast. And
yeah,
like,
more
this is going to be
not
dope.
having loading screens between the different.
Just
having like the village be one open, the entire village being the hub, and it being open without needing loading screens in between the different sections. So like, picture what's the Elgato? The island in Sunbreak, just that, but like as big as Astera.
Yeah, that's gonna be lit.
Because that didn't have any loading. You could just party up, and that entire island was multiplayer. But yeah,
I can't wait. That's really gonna be the next major time. Well, not next, but that's gonna be a huge time crunch. Well, time eat. Because when that comes out, not even Sunbreak, the new monster, whatever next Monster Hunter game is coming down the pipeline.
That's gonna be a life-changing, life-altering. There's you before you played Monster Hunter World, and you after you played Monster Hunter World, and there's gonna be you before you played Monster Hunter World 2.
Yeah, after playing Monster Hunter World was a person with a fucked up circadian rhythm.
Mm-hmm. It changes you. You get in the trenches. You really gotta.
Mm-hmm.
With it, you gotta play your cards right. You gotta play your weapons right. All right. So, I guess the last thing I'll talk about, I was looking for a new headset because these Turtle Beaches that I've been rocking for years, like, they've seen better days. Like, they'll be plugged into my controller and people will just start hearing an echo, and I'll just automatically assume it's me.
Oh, so you're the culprit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I'm just like, yeah, I need a new headset. So
I'll just call you out specifically next time we hear an echo.
Well,
I think I hear an echo.
It'll be tomorrow when
Anton,
my new
initiate
headset
the
will
maneuver.
be here. Oh, these are just like, yeah, these are probably going in the trash because they've served their purpose. They've served me long, but you know. But I reached out to the Discord, and Robbie and Aber came through with some recommendations. But Chris brought up these Steel series, the Artis 7P Pluses, and Arctic. Wait,
yeah, it's Arctic. It's Arctic. Arctic.
ARCTIS. Arctis.
Artis works.
Artisanal?
But yeah, I'm excited because like having these be wireless noise canceling with swivel cups and having them literally have for PlayStation 5 on the box is gonna.
Yeah, and I recently, last time I upgraded from Logitech's headsets to like my Arctic 5s. It's like night and day. I really like the Steel series as a brand for, because I think Robbie was the one who put me on and was like, or Chase, they were like, hey, if you're looking for these, I would go with this brand next time. And I checked them out, and I love Steel series for headsets.
Yeah. I saw the HyperX Clouds, but those didn't have the swivel cups, but those looked really cool.
Yeah.
And I also looked at, what was the other one that they were talking about? The Razer Black Shark Pro. I was like, that is definitely overkill. Like, that is... that is...
You don't know about that.
That's a little bit above what I need, but yeah. The Arctis Steel series is right in line because Madrid, you were talking about your Logitechs, but they don't swivel, and I'm not trying to have the problem I've had out of other headsets that I've had that didn't swivel, where they just kind of break because of how I wear my headphones when I'm gaming.
Oh, it's bendable, so you can do it, but it's just like the headpiece. It'll be fine because I do the same thing.
Just one ear on, one ear off.
Yeah.
Depending.
But yeah. So if you hear some echo later when we're playing Under Night, yeah, it's definitely me, and I'll just unplug and plug back in. But tomorrow when I get the Arctis, that shouldn't be a problem anymore. I'm going to have to get my headphone volume right on like the system level in PlayStation and my microphone sensitivity right. But after that, I'm going to be cruising. I can't wait to be able to get up and go get a beer while staying in the party.
Just having headphones.
Because my controller range won't reach out there, but my headphone range definitely like reaches out there. I'll be out there with my AirPods and my phone will be on my desk. And like just no problems. So I'm definitely excited to be able to walk to my kitchen with my headset on.
It is wild to me how far the Bluetooth like signal goes for headphones.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't need it to be, because I know Madrid sometimes he'll go to the kitchen and we just won't be able to hear him, but he'll be able to hear us. and that's all I need.
Mm-hmm.
You know, y'all don't need
I
to hear
heard you
me in
was
the
talking
kitchen.
shit.
Right? Fuck these guys! God damn it! Can't wait till I get offline.
Oh, lame, man.
But yeah, anybody got one more thing before we wrap? Anybody do anything cool with gaming? Any stories they want to talk about? Any empires they want to overthrow? Any villages they want to burn down? Questions, comments, thoughts, ideas?
See, Anton's over here killing villages. I'm just over here crafting.
Right.
Hey, man.
Yeah, dog. That's
I am-
really it. I've just been playing 14 in my free time.
I've
That's
been
it.
slowly but surely trekking through Resident Evil.
Which one?
I think 4 remake.
Okay.
I mean, I need to get into. I did one really solid session of Resident Evil, and then it was on Steam Deck, and then I just went to play Yu-Gi-Oh because it's also on my Steam Deck.
I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh
Yu-Gi-Oh.
did some weird stuff for me on Steam Deck because I think
Really?
I saw you playing it. I was like, oh, it works. I'll download it, but it did something weird. I'll check it out like later on if we party up.
I mean, I'm not gonna like build a deck on there because the keyboard is weird. So I'll just like do that on PlayStation. But
or mobile or whatever. But like, I mean,
Yeah.
just to mess around. Like, I think
yeah, if I'm just going in there trying to run like get some of my little dual pass up and just run some matches.
that
then it's
between
easy.
that and Marvel Snap, like it's good. Like, I'm finally getting my account linked the way that I need to get it linked. It should be within the next week. I'll be able to like get Marvel Snap up and running. But my Yu-Gi-Oh account, like I think it was something with like my actual like install of Yu-Gi-Oh. Something was weird with that versus like because my account stuff when I played it on PC, PlayStation, mobile, Switch, all of those are connected to the same account.
Mm-hmm. Well, for whatever reason, my phone will never connect to the same account everything else is. It's under the same email, but it will not connect.
Damn.
I'm like, whatever. That's a loss. I got a Steam Deck now. I don't need my phone.
Right.
It just kills my battery anyways.
Yeah. Take that phone.
Yeah. Who needs your iPhone?
Me.
Yuck.
Definitely. I still.
I mean, I guess us as a society,
my
we need our phone.
backbone. With my backbone, the iPhone. Just not for Yu-Gi-Oh. For you.
Just not for Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, that's fair. I might get a backbone.
Yeah, they're cool. The thing is, like, just... I still think, for me, Steam Deck remote play would be the most ideal setup, but...
Is that going to be a thing, or is it a thing?
Set it up. It's not that hard.
Right.
Yeah.
We got 99% there. The only thing that stopped us last time we tried doing it was being at Radix and not at my house.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, remote play is... It's, I'm not going to say it's cool. It is kind of cool because I was in my bathroom earlier and I was like, I'd play a little...
Were you playing with
Final
touch
Fantasy right now?
I
was playing with touch controls.
Okay.
They are not
because I
the
still
best.
have this thing at the ready at all times, which is like right, all reliable. But the backbone's just a lot more ergonomic. Like it works because you're holding just the controller and not the phone. But I mean, between.
But honestly, I don't want
to. Like.
Yeah. I don't want to carry a controller because I was doing that with when I was just playing like Game Pass games, like on the go, and it was just like carrying an Xbox controller around is ridiculous.
I mean, carrying a backbone around also isn't the best.
Doesn't it like collapse a little bit?
Yeah, but I mean, it's about the same size as the footprint of a regular controller. It's just like slimmer. Like it's not that.
It's got a gun. No, this a backbone.
No. All this portable tech is gonna have cargo pants coming back.
Actually, cargo pants are back.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. They.
Yeah. I try to get
cargo pants are fucking lit.
The other night we were at
The amount of
Joystick.
pockets, bro. It's awesome.
I'm telling you, I had my vape, I had my AirPods, I had a pack of condoms, I had fucking
Your chapstick,
hand
a little bit of
sanitizer.
hand sanitizer, a little bit of hand lotion. You got it all.
I had a goddamn blizzard. Boy, I was ready for whatever.
The Batman utility belt of pockets.
Of
Shit.
pockets, that shit. I'm like, damn, this is kind of live. And even my friend, she was like, yeah, I'm mad cargo pants are coming back. I'm just going to ignore this trend. I'm like, yeah. As I buy 2 cargo pants, I'm like, well.
Fancy ass tech
Well.
pants that are made out of fucking pockets. Everything's a pocket.
Everything in a pocket.
Everything's a goddamn pocket, yeah, or belts. Tetsuya Nomura somewhere bricked up. He said, belts?
Don't forget zippers.
Zipper, belts and zippers. Say belts and zippers 3 times into a mirror, and Tetsuya Nomura shows up behind you
YKK.
and teases Final Fantasy Versus 13 Verum Rex. Whatever the night sky game that he wants to
It's
make.
real. It's real.
Yozora, Noctis.
Yeah,
It's real.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
sure,
gonna happen. Like Kingdom
sure,
Hearts
sure,
4, and then
that's-
we're gonna get whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We got at least one more iteration of that game being stolen from him before he finally puts his foot down and just makes it. All right. Well, remember, you can follow us all collectively around the internet, cheesycontrollerpodcast.com. Follow me on Twitter at Anton6 with 3 X's. Also, you can find me over on Table Cheese under the FTO Nerd Talk podcast feed. Chris, where can people find you?
Get off social media. It's ruining your brain. But join the Discord. It's fun.
Yeah, the Discord. All right, Jalen.
Wait, Bishop.
Madrid.
Speedwagon X.
All right. This has been a No It's Good production. The video version is edited by Lana's Twisted Mind. The audio version is edited by Akumsanti. Until next time, keep it cheesy.